Prince Andrew has been served his legal papers notifying him of a civil sexual assault case brought against him by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Ms. Giuffre is taking legal action against the Duke of York, accusing him of sexually assaulting her when she was one, when she claims she was a sex trafficking victim of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was awaiting trial on sex trafficking and conspiracy charges when he died by suicide in his prison cell 2 years ago. The Duke of York has denied all allegations of sexual assault and also denies having any sexual contact or relationship with Ms. Giuffre at all. Earlier this month, his lawyer said the allegations of sexual assault are baseless, unviable and potentially unlawful. His representative, Andrew Brettler, said during a pre-trial hearing in New York last week, there has been a settlement agreement that the plaintiff has entered into in a prior action that releases the Duke and others from and all potential liability. However, the summons and complaint papers were sent to Andrew by email and FedEx by legal representatives for his accuser Ms. Giuffre, who is seeking damages. If the Duke of York does not respond within 21 days, he could face a default judgment under federal rules. The 61-year-old had been accused by Ms. Giuffre's lawyers of actively evading formal efforts to serve him the papers. The controversy has followed Andrew for years, but he remains confident that he can return to public life soon, a royal expert has claimed. The Mirror's royal editor, Russell Myers, said Andrew remains bullish and that he could even try to make an appearance at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. However, palace staff are not so optimistic, he added. Mr. Myers told the Pod Save the Queen podcast from September 9, someone very close to Andrew that I spoke to is saying Andrew is very bullish. He is going round suggesting he will return to public life at some stage and is earmarking the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in order to have cleared his name, move forward, and get back to royal duties. I think privately people in the palace will tell you there's very, very little chance of that happening. I have spoken to people who have said there is absolutely no chance that he will be involved in the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. There are two very different stories coming from two very different camps. Reports this week claim that palace aides are fearing that the Andrew controversy is harming the reputation of the royal family. Courtiers are said to fear that the wall of silence, adopted by the Duke's team, is damaging the monarchy. The Telegraph quoted a source who claimed the Duke's silence on the matter had backfired. The source said, there is growing disquiet over the advice being given to the Duke by his London legal team in the face of this potentially highly damaging lawsuit, which also has wider reputational implications for the institution of the monarchy. The legal team's wall of silence and policy of evasion only adds to the impression that the Duke has something to hide, and there is widespread concern that things have been allowed to get to this point. While lawyers were trying to get papers to Andrew, the Duke reportedly missed the birth of his grandchild this week. Princess Beatrice gave birth to her daughter, announcing it on Tuesday, but Andrew was still at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Beatrice's first child with husband Edo Mapelli Mozzi is so far unnamed after her birth on Saturday night. Andrew had to send his apologies to the couple that he could not attend as he remained in Scotland, The Sun reports. Mr. Myers also explained on the podcast that, while Andrew hopes for a swift return to public life, it may take as long as 5 years for the case to be settled. He said, if you speak to legal experts in the know,
which we have done, they will tell you this will likely go on for quite some time.
It could go on for 5 years. The issue really is how Andrew wants to deal with this. My understanding is that he is locked in talks with his legal team and with the Queen, no doubt. Still, we have had no